All right, we are standing in Auburn Bay, one of my favorite communities in Calgary. And you know, this community was built for families, like especially for families. So let's talk about what families would need. Number one, schools. There's 5 schools in this community, primarily elementary and junior high. So if you have young kids, well, probably want to consider this community just from the standpoint of schools alone. Now, if you have high school age kids, you just have to go to Seton. So you do have to go out of the community for that. Of course, we have a lake here, and we'll talk about that in this video as well. The lake is amazing. We have the South Campus Hospital right next to us here in Auburn Bay as well. And you talk about the real estate here and the affordability. Again, because it's families, they've got properties here that start on the lower part of their budgets and they go all the way up into the luxury homes as well. All right, so right behind me is the actual lake behind this fence. They just wouldn't let me in because I actually don't have a membership to get in here. But this is a cool lake because, well, it offers what all lakes have. I mean, of course, you got the paddle boarding, you got the swimming for the kids, you got the boating. And can you believe there's even fishing here? You are allowed to take 2 fish a day, up to 12 fish per month, which is fantastic. They do like the catch and release thing going on. But there's also things, beach volleyball, basketball, and all the community events that go on. And would you believe in this area, you can even take your kids to summer camp. Can you believe that? They even have a program here where you can take your kids and drop them off for an evening, and you can go out and have a night out for mom and dad. That's why I said this is a family community. They've actually thought of everything. The community itself has an events planner, so they have all kinds of events throughout the year. Music, there's an amphitheater here so you can have fun around the lake. And really the whole community revolves around the lake, which it should, because there's so much to do. In the wintertime, hockey for the kids, skating. I mean, it becomes a year-round playground. And what I love about it when you live here is because everything is here, you don't even have to leave. Once you come home from work, everything is here. You don't have to drive anywhere else. Probably the only drawback to Auburn Bay is we are about 29 kilometers from downtown. So if you do have to go downtown, it is a bit of a commute. But man, when you come home at the end of the day, you're rewarded by all that Auburn Bay offers for families. You know, when I do these videos, a lot of people do have questions, and sometimes people are reluctant to reach out. But do me a big favor. If you do have questions, anything to do with Calgary, maybe you're even not even moving here right away, but you just have a few questions or comments, just call me, text me, email me, Facebook Messenger me, whatever way works for you. And I love to be able to get back to you and be able to answer those questions, and I'm sure that'll be very helpful for you. So what makes a family community so family oriented is when you just have things to do for the kids. And believe me, if you have parents, you understand this. You want your kids to be active. You want to have all kinds of options. So they have a gymnasium here as well. There's karate, Pilates, you know, so all kinds of indoor events as well, especially in the cold winter months. You have all that you have access to. So I'm going to put a link in the description of this video so you can see all of the programs and all of the prices on all of the community events that are offered for your family. I think you're going to find that really helpful in this video. And most families, I find, as you look around Auburn Bay, because I've been down here a lot in my real estate career. Believe it or not, I'm old enough to remember when they started building in here, and I was probably one of the first realtors to even start selling houses in here. But I noticed right away, when people bought here, they all had a dog. It's amazing how many dogs there are, and it's so good that they put in a really large dog park here. It's huge, and it's so fantastic to go there and see all the dogs running around, and it's one of the best ways to meet other people in the community, having a dog. All right, just looking at the location on the map of where Auburn Bay is, and you will notice it's at the far southeast part of the city. And some of you might go, wow, that's a little ways away from downtown, and it is, because it is 29 kilometers to downtown. But you'll also notice that you can hop on Deerfoot, and you can just race down Deerfoot with all the other Indy drivers that are on Deerfoot, and you can get downtown pretty quick. But you've also got great access to getting out to the mountains. Now that they've completed Stony Trail, it is so awesome. You can just get right out to the mountains easy enough. You can also take Stony Trail to the east and even get up to the airport. So with these access routes like Deerfoot and Stony, it's really easy to get around. and it's really easy to live in a neighborhood like this and be down in suburbia and far from the core and enjoy what the lake has to offer. All right, well, people always ask me when I do these videos, when I'm talking about a community, because they say, hey, Rob, this is great. I love your video. I'm sold on the neighborhood and I want to come to Auburn Bay. But how much does it cost to live in Auburn Bay? So as it stands right now in March of 2024, the composite price, which includes condominium, we're at $639,000. That's what it costs to live here on average. So, you know, comparable speaking, if you take into big markets like Vancouver or Toronto or Ottawa, that's actually pretty good value considering what you get here in this community for that price. Now, if you look behind me, right here, these houses, these are typical detached houses. You'll find a lot of the homes here that are detached, they're in that range of about 1,800 to 2,400 square feet. And again, because they built this community for families, they wanted to make this an affordable community to get into so that a lot of families could come here. And that's why the benchmark price right now in Auburn Bay, and don't forget, this is taking into account, when I talk about the benchmark price, this is a typical home in Auburn Bay, is at $787,700. So that's still pretty darn good value compared to some of these bigger markets to live in a home like these ones behind me in that price range. With detached homes being at $787,000, but by the way, you can still get into the market here on a starter home in the 600s, which is still pretty reasonable considering what this community offers. But you'll notice here behind me are row houses, otherwise known as townhouses, and they've got all kinds of different types of townhouses, row houses here in Auburn Bay. These ones actually have nice two-car garages, like a 3-story, there's 2-story, all kinds of different product, but these are affordable. These ones you can get into in the $400,000 range. You know what's becoming the most popular thing for people to buy now are these semi-detached properties. And they're just a little bit more affordable. Like the builder can build these a little cheaper because, you know, they're connected together. So when you're doing 2 houses at the same time, it just brings down the cost. But if you look at this street right here, they did a great job here. These homes look just like a detached home, front detached garage. The floor plans are very similar to all the homes in Auburn Bay, open concept, 2-story, 3 bedrooms up, you know, a half bath on the main floor, so 2 full baths upstairs. These are all common floor plans, but they're just like a regular home. They have a nice backyard. So the benchmark price for these semi-detached drops all the way down to $518,000. That's why I said it's very affordable, especially for young families and first-time buyers getting into the market. Auburn Bay is full of walking paths, and of course behind me right here is the pond, but I think what makes a community now that's really livable and enjoyable is when you can take the dog for a walk as well and just go through all these paths, or even get on your bike in the summer and the kids can ride around all over Auburn Bay. And you can do that here. So this is another really important feature that I like about this community. So for a typical condo, which would be, you know, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, you're at $361,000 as of March 2024. So that's pretty decent to be able to get into the market for a beautiful community as Auburn Bay. Now, here's the other thing that I love about it. And you know, they made this community so walkable as well. And it does have a lot of amenities, even though all of the amenities aren't right in Auburn Bay. But just over here to my right is Auburn Bay Station. So we do have some shopping in Auburn Bay with a strip mall and some amenities like your dental and restaurants and that sort of thing. But for only across the road, you can go to all the shopping you need over in Mahogany as well. They got everything. They have Sobeys and just about everything you could possibly want. It may just be a step out of Auburn Bay, but it has everything you need. You don't have to go anywhere. And it's like I said earlier in this video, once you come home from work, everything you need is here. I love this. This is, we were driving around shooting this video. We just found another little park behind us with a pond, and there's just loads of them in Auburn Bay. I can't say enough about how cool this community is. Now, just to summarize this video, there's a lot here to consider for Auburn Bay, but I want you to know this is one of many lake communities and one of many awesome communities that are in the Calgary area. But for a lake community that's affordable and you have a family, this is definitely my top pick for Calgary. So if this video has been helpful, you know what you can do, just give me the thumbs up, or you can like the video, or you can even subscribe and get notified of these videos as we do more of them, because I do them every week.